taking on the Ravens. You got a video coming up tomorrow, right? This is war. This man's a warrior. Steel Studio, please.
All right, here I am in the Steel Studio with my Thursday thoughts. Somebody complained, said my song was too long, so I decided to shorten it up for this episode. Let me know if you're mad that you want me to make it longer. I will. But I understand. Who wants to sit there and watch a video, a song you see every show? But I love it. And yeah, the Ravens are going to go down again because we are building something, and we're gonna build ourselves a contender this year. Hey, what will the Steelers going to do this draft, man? Well, the signs are there. I think it's obvious what they're going to do. In what order, we're not sure. But, man, I was talking to somebody today and talking about how different Omar is from Colbert. It blows me away because Kevin Colbert would have had these positions filled already before the draft. Then we go into the draft and we just take the best player available. But Omar's a little bit more calculated with his decisions. I still think we're going to trade for a receiver, an Ayuk or the kid from Miami, Waddle, somebody like that, or maybe the kid from Scary Terry. Yeah, any one of those would be great. And Ayuk would blow it away. We may draft a slot later in the draft, but we wouldn't need to do it on day one. But it's going to be crazy. Seems like we have 4 position groups that we really need to fill, and maybe 5, really, if you think center, receiver, tackle, and corner are our biggest needs, and slot corner. So those are the things I think we can fill with veterans, but there are some glaring needs. Kevin Colbert would have had a veteran center. Kevin Colbert would have had another corner there. But Omar is, like I said, he's not going to waste the money. He's not going to waste the time. He's going to wait. He's going to wait it out. Just like he did for Justin Fields. All you heard about was a first-round pick for Justin Fields, and it was second. We got him for a 6th. So maybe we'll get Ayuk for a 4th or a 3rd, and I'd be happy with either, or whoever we get. But I don't want to trade away a 1st or 2nd for anybody because those are quality picks. And I actually think we could actually move down in this draft a little bit to get an extra 2nd and fill these immediate needs. Let's see what Omar had to say about the draft. First of all, and what they say is what they mean, especially Omar, because like I said, he's different than Colbert, and he's just going to go get what he wants, and he doesn't care what people think. He's taking it. Here's what he had to say.
It's really a good draft. I mentioned this in Indy, and I can tell you, just being going through the pro days over the last couple of weeks and having some preliminary draft meetings, you get more and more excited about this draft. It's some good football players. I think the receiver position's deep. You look at the offensive line. The tight end position's got some good players. Defensively, the corner position's got a lot of fun corners that are going to be out there. The safeties. This is a great, really good safety draft. But it's just a good draft. I'm excited about it.
All right, that's what Omar had to say. And you noticed he mentioned the positions of need: receiver, corner. And believe it or not, we are going to load up on the offensive and defensive line. That's what we're going to do, and that's what Andy Weidel believes in also. And we're going to get a D lineman. A lot of people say that we're not going to get a D lineman. I believe we will. I believe we'll get a tackle, center, and D lineman. The tackle may not be the first round tackle. Depends on who falls to us. But Dan Moore will probably start off the year, and this guy could be started by week 5, whoever we grab. And then we have our bookend tackles with Jones and whoever it is, Mims or whoever. But I think it's just pretty obvious that what the Steelers are going to do first. Here's a little thing I got from Mike Tomlin, what he said. He said, needs to be work at center and receiver. We know that. Still options out there in free agency. We believe many receivers can come and contribute ASAP in the draft, and a handful of centers. So there's only a few centers in this draft that are generational centers. This is what we need. And I think that's what we'll have to go in the first round with one. We could trade down in the first round, get one. And like I said, have that extra 2nd and get that receiver if we don't trade for one, or a tackle. And corner cannot be ruled out. corner and slot corner. A lot of people say, well, they traded for the guy from Carolina, Jackson, and I think he's okay. But when you look at his contract, it's only a 1-year, $4 million deal, or $3 million deal. That is not their long-term answer, and they know it. I'm sorry. He's just a guy who's going to play well if he plays. He's going to be a spot player. He's not a starter, I don't believe. I think we'll draft somebody else, or maybe even sign someone there. So, and then as far as the center position, this is what Omar had to say about the center position.
How do you plan to address center, especially knowing that it is a really deep draft class?
All options are on the table. There's some, good free agents. The window for talking to those guys is until next week. There's some good free agents. There's been some conversations about some trades and the draft. Like you said, there's some good players. There's some good centers in the draft. So center capable guys. But I'll say this too. On our offense, one of the things that I've always made a priority with our offensive linemen is for them to have some versatility. And I'm confident that we have guys that provide that type of versatility if we need to. And, we saw some center play from Nate Herbig, which is really encouraging. And there's other guys that have done it in the past.
How do you guys kind of, with that position specifically, to kind of weigh a little bit, bringing in a veteran, someone who's a proven leader, especially at a position that leadership is so important, versus a little bit of the youth and the rawness of someone coming through the draft?
The center position, there's a high standard here, as you know. I mean, I got spoiled. I was around Marquise Pouncey and Jeff Harding, so that was my time here. And obviously with Damani Dawson, there's plenty of great centers here. And so there's a high standard. So we owe it to ourselves to look at everything to try to find the next great Steelers center.
He were there. He mentioned Dawson and Hardings and those guys and Pouncey. And those aren't guys we're getting off the street, second string guys. He did mention we have capable guys, and we do have capable guys. And if we drafted a center and he struggled a little bit early, those guys could play. Daniels could play center. Herbig could play center. And we could also possibly re-sign Mason Cole until this guy's ready. No one signed him. And he was capable. He just wasn't great. And we need a great one. And he said it right there. And that's what we're going to do. I believe that's what our first pick's going to be. Like I said, I think we'll trade down somewhere in the mid-20s. And we will draft a center. And then we'll have an early second-round pick. And we will grab probably a receiver if we don't trade for Ayuk or whatever. Or a tackle. Or we may go vice versa. Get the tackle, early second, get the center. Man, we'll be set for a lot of years if we do this. And then I also expect, like I said, a corner, outside corner, a slot corner, and a defensive lineman, and I would be happy. This team will be loaded. If we have the draft like we had last year, we're going to be loaded. So that's the hope. Omar will pull his tricks. He will trade up if he has to get the guy he wants. He will not stop at anything. And I know I talk about it a lot, but this guy is not. He is not Kevin Colbert. Yes, he doesn't overspend for free agents. Yes, he doesn't overpay people. Yes, we don't throw guaranteed money at just anybody. But he's smart, he's calculative, and he gets guys that are Steelers and fits the scheme of being a Pittsburgh Steeler. And that's what we drafted last year, and that's what we're going to do again. We're not just going to plug in the best guy. We're going to actually get Steelers. So that's my show for today. And, I want to talk about something else. Our True Steal of the Week. And I want to show you something here. So here we are. This is our True Steal of the Week. It's Tunch Ilkin. So this week's True Steal of the Week. This is what we do on our Facebook group. Every week we profile a true Steeler, people that define the Steelers players and made a difference with the Steelers. And this week's is, of course, the late Tunch Ilkin. No one loved this organization more. Tunch played offensive tackle from 80 to 92. He was a two-time Pro Bowler and is a member of the Steelers all-time team. Chuck Noll loved the guy. He was a commentator and back to the locker room with Craig Wolfley on Steelers Nation Radio. He passed away from ALS in 2021. So the overwhelming response, man. This one's gone nuts. It has like 50,000 views. And Tunch was a great man. A lot of great comments, man, when you read them. Just want to read a couple of them here. If I can get to them. This is weird because it's different on my computer than my phone. So, one of the best men I ever met is what this guy, Graham Ferry, says. But it's really hard to see these. So I'm not good at that part of it on here. But really, really, really good guy. And really, really, really big. A lot of people loved it. As like I said, I'm not getting that very well. So anyway, that's what we got today. That Tunch Elk and our True Steeler of the Week. And go on our Facebook group and follow those, comment, tell me what you think. If you got any ideas of True Steelers of the Week, I've done a lot of them, man, the last 3 years. So, but there's so many. There's so many great Steelers. And they're not all Hall of Famers, but a lot of them are. And we're thankful to have met a lot of them, and a lot of them are friends of ours on the show. And they appreciate it too. They appreciate it. Some of them even share it on their own pages, which is a huge compliment to the Steel Studio and to you guys for following us. So please subscribe, like, comment, and keep it going, man. We're rolling. Get ready for the draft and tell me, what do you think we're going to do? What are we going to do in this draft? 2 weeks, baby. Go Steelers.